Wonderful. Uncle Dante has said he has debunked me, and I should probably just delete my accounts because I'm such a liar. And according to all of the comments, it's just a win debunk. He's so good. Win as always, as Math Editor says. Always a W debunk. Soul Infinity. Amazing debunk. I need to clear out the last 25 to 30 years of my existence because Uncle Dante has totally rinsed me.
You can't win. You can't make it.
Let's go over his video. He thinks that there's way more than 4 galaxies in the Dragon Ball cosmology, so let's watch his video and find out. Debunking the argument of only 4 galaxies in the DB universe downplay, because I'm a liar, I'm a downplayer, I don't tell the truth. He tells the truth, not me. You want the truth, you go to him. So the first thing he does is flash a debunk of his entire video within the first 5 seconds as Weiss shows a picture of the universe. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 5th one is actually a nebula that is swirling around one of the other ones. They're going to merge soon and become 4 galaxies. So his video was completely debunked in the first 5 seconds. He literally debunked himself. And what's next? Okay, so again, within the first 9 seconds, he also debunks himself once more. Let's look at the guide. 1, 2, 3, 4 galaxies. This is made by Akira Toriyama. This is an illustration by Akira Toriyama. He made this. In fact, he drew it twice just to make sure he added in the Kaioshin realm that revolves around the entire universe. How does the physical area of the Kaioshin realm revolve around literal infinity? It doesn't, because it's very small to revolve around it. That's why it revolves around it. So if you read closer, on the bottom left it says the universe is divided into 4 galaxies, and we get a visual image of all of them in a cross pattern, which makes all of the galaxies 4, 1 of 4. Do you know what the word quadrant means? Quad? The word quad means 4. So when you have a shape that is in a cross section, okay, and there's 4 galaxies listed on it, and they're in a cross pattern, each galaxy is 1/4 of the entire thing, which makes them a quadrant. That's what the word quadrant means. You guys have never gone to school, and I feel so bad for you.
Oh, back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
It tells you right there, the North Galaxy is the one that the Earth is located in. It tells you right there in the image. So next he says, well, these are definitely galaxies because galaxies can be up to 80 to whatever light years wide. No, if you look at Google, which is a free resource that everybody has so long as they have Wi-Fi, you can go look at freshly new solar systems being made and suns, and this is exactly what regular brand new solar systems look like. He says that one of the galaxies can be as low as 80 light years wide, which is double the size of the entire mortal universe. All of the galaxies are about 10 light years wide. All 4 make them about 40 light years wide. So he's doubling the size of this on purpose, just to try to make a point that doesn't exist. Then he uses Gia, the Galactic Patrolman, for the 200 billion stars, which nobody knows is actually canon to the main timeline. Also, the fact that he automatically thinks that 200 billion stars are all the biggest stars possible is really worrying. Then he uses the Frieza destroying a galaxy thing, but what he doesn't understand once more again is that Frieza and Goku destroyed 2 moons during their fight, and all of this is debris and swirling gases from those debris, and they're swirling around the nearby brown dwarf star. If you watched the anime, you would know that there's a clip showing where Namek used to be from the vantage point of the moon that is still there, that was right next to Namek, and it shows trees on the debris of Namek that were exploded. So where are you getting a galaxy from? I have no idea, but if you watch the Kakarot version of this from the game, it shows you that the explosion didn't even make it to the nearby moon.
Goku survived his battle with Frieza. However, planet Namek had finally reached its limit, exploding in spectacular fashion and leaving Goku nowhere to be found.
Then he uses a flash of light going across the galaxy. Well, that debunks you because light takes 100,000 years to flash across a 100,000 light year wide galaxy. So you debunked yourself repeatedly over and over and over. Light can't flash across the entire galaxy. It's metaphoric for the importance. Flashing across, this information flashing across, it was such a big event that it flashed across the galaxy, and Frieza's dead. It's an important point in the Dragon Ball lore that Frieza is potentially dead, and that information is going to reach across the galaxy. Light doesn't reach across the entire galaxy in 100,000 years. You need to go back to school, Uncle Dante. Please go back. You failed. Please go back. Then he uses Majin Buu destroying a galaxy, which was the exact same illustration of a galaxy disappearing and evaporating that was used in the Broly movie, and the Broly movie's version was metaphoric about the potential destruction and a Super Saiyan taking over the entire galaxy. He didn't actually blow up that galaxy. He didn't blow up South Galaxy because the movie takes place in South Galaxy and there's still a giant blue star there with plenty of moons and planets, so he didn't blow it up. If you actually watch the movie, which you guys didn't, you would know that the movie takes place in the South Galaxy and all the heroes have to fly there, and Goku teleports there to the South Galaxy. And then he debunks himself once more with Goku sharing his scanning of the universe, and you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th nebula. So you are debunked. Goku doesn't even agree with you, and also Whis doesn't agree with you. Those two scenes show the exact same thing. 4 galaxies plus a new forming nebula that is merging with one of the other ones. Then he uses Super Shenron. Look at all the galaxies around Super Shenron. There's so many galaxies. This scene took place between Universe 6 and 7. You didn't watch the movie. You didn't watch the anime. You didn't read the manga. You're just out here copy and pasting things because your bros think that you're a win debunker. You're so amazing. This didn't even take place in any of the universes. It's between, in the void space between universes. And all of these sparkles pop out, and then the galaxies form, and then they go back in his body afterwards. You can clearly see this in the game version as well. It's amazing that anybody would not be embarrassed to say that you're a win debunker after this. It's incredible. It's absolutely amazing that all of your support has never watched Dragon Ball. It's amazing to me that people would do this publicly and publicly support this, even though the content has existed for almost a decade now. Then he uses a statement from GT about the boundless galaxies once more. The boundless kanji there. The boundless kanji there is not originally for boundless. It's about hypothetical adventures, the boundless adventures that they're going to have in the other galaxy that they're going to. Then he uses Jocko once more. We know the Jocko statement wasn't true because he's on his vacation and he just shot a space monument and got in trouble with his boss, and he's trying to hide on the Earth. And then he says that he's never been outside of the North Galaxy, and his corporation has never been there because it's too far and they have no data on it. So there aren't countless galaxies. There's only 4 because Bulma wanted to get to the center of the universe in just 2 days. And then he flashes more images of the guidebook where he says, look at how many of them. Galaxy, a gathering of local planets in the universe. Planets gather and form a nebula, and beyond that, a collection of gathered nebula is called a galaxy. The 4 Kaio who overrule east, west, south, and north sections of the universe actually govern these galaxies, because the Kami in the heavenly realm and the Kaio supervise the galaxies that exist infinitely in all the universe. The sections known as East, West, South, and North galaxies are denominations that came into use through their duty. Again, infinitely exist infinitely is the kanji for aging and expanding in age, not distance. The universe, the endless, expansive space wrapped around every celestial body that exists in the living world. Again, the same kanji is used here for aging. It's not a kanji for distance. It's about expansive, endlessly expanding age. And then he uses the promo image from one of the earlier pages, I think it's page 4 or 5 in the Daizenshu, again uses the same thing, and he mistranslates it here, of course. The infinite space, the infinitely expanding space, that's not what it's about. We know later in this exact same promo image that it says it's just a few thousand or million light years wide. So it can't be a few thousand to million light years wide and also be infinite unless this statement is hyperbolic and metaphoric. Again, the guru image uses the same infinitely expanding in age kanji as the other two statements in the guidebook. So you're being disingenuous, Uncle Dante. I love how you change regular galaxies to boundless galaxies. They're infinite galaxies, and they're infinite amount of galaxies, even though you debunked it by showing Whis and Goku showing us just 4. It's like the source material and the guides and the actual translations don't exist, and there's no channels out there that don't have any of these guidebooks in full for other people to go look at the original kanji in Japanese. Where would we find such a hero to post all of those things, though?